to settle in. I told her 9:30, and, well, I forgot that I take a break at 9:15. And with that being said, I do have some fun facts for you. Sydney, according to Finance Buzz and Statista, you know, the big one, Statista's the big one, Americans plan to spend $35.7 billion on Mother's Day alone.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts? And now, the good thing is, 84% of Americans plan on celebrating in some way, shape, or form. And Mother's Day, third most lucrative holiday of the year, for florists anyway, following only Valentine's Day, Christmas, and funeral days. And there are an estimated 2 billion mothers around the world right now. Isn't that wild? Mother's Day is celebrated in more than 100 countries. There's Mother's Day by the numbers. I thought they're going to have like more, you know, spend $48 billion on chocolate, $800 million on flowers. That's kind of boring.
That's interesting. Flowers for Christmas. Is that a thing your family does?
Thank you. No.
Okay.
No. Okay. Now, are they talking poinsettias? Or,
I guess,
because you can get those from Schnucks, and they all look the same, you know?
Dare I say. It all looks
well,
the same.
just wait until a florist calls me here in a second and goes, what the hell are you talking about? You know, is your head hurting or anything? I was talking to the audience earlier, I think. I don't know if they were listening, but I was just kind of rambling. I always get the worst migraine during, when a big storm comes.
Oh, right, because you know it just is coming and the pressure.
Yeah,
no.
Man, I'm dying this morning. Like, I felt pretty good getting in, and I was feeling pretty confident, and all of a sudden, I'm just not.
It's horrible.
It's hitting me.
It hits hard. No, it's horrible how it hits. But, no, here's hoping when the storm breaks. Usually that's when it gets a little bit better for me, once the rain actually starts. So here's hoping that we can just get through whatever bad weather we're going to have today. Just get through it. Nothing too bad happened, and come out the other side.
I didn't tell you I'm an idiot, did I?
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, you know I'm an idiot already, but, you know, I'm sitting in my office, and I feel so bad for Sydney, because sometimes I'm just banging on this darn computer and screaming at it. I can't, because I'm typing an email, okay? Yeah. I think I got spyware or something like that. Local AM stations, following my emails, because I'm typing, and all of a sudden that sucker will start jumping up 3 or 4 lines and start typing on a different line. And I'm not hitting the tab button. I promise. We troubleshot this.
No, and I'm glad you're saying this, because I feel insane sometimes, because I'm working on my email and it'll show up out of nowhere. My cursor's way on the other side.
Okay, so it's not just me.
It's not just you.
There is something going on with her. I'm like going nuts over it. I'll type an email and like all of a sudden I'll be like regarding, and it'll go to the first line and like the end of regarding will be on hello.
It's very frustrating.
Oh, man.
No, it's not just you. I wonder if this is an everyone thing or if this is an us problem. I don't know.
I'm sure there's some user error on my part.
Yeah,
I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying I'm right here.
Likewise. I know I'm not computer savvy, so I understand my own limitations. That's one of them. But.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. And that's why today I'm like, you know what? I put in a little vacation time. I'm going to go home and work, get the event article done and all
Good
that.
For you,
but,
yeah.
You know, I have 2 days left of soccer.
Yeah,
well,
you're almost done.
Of middle school soccer. Then I got another week of club soccer, but we're almost there. But at this point in the game, it's like the storm's coming. I'm getting ripped to shreds with my sinuses. I thought, I'll just take a little half day.
Good for you. Take it easy. What are you going to do? Just chill?
I got to chill. Oh, well, I'm going to work for about an hour or two, then go to soccer. That's pretty much it. Pretty much a spitting image of what I do in the office. I just added vacation time, so I don't have to worry about, you know, being productive as much. You know, that's pretty much it. Graduations.
That's
what we were talking about.
It's happening now.
Yes, you were just at one.
I was just at one. Yep, I was at the SIUE School of Pharmacy graduation, so that was fun.
Do you willingly go to these?
Well, in this case, yes, because it was my friend graduating, so I was happy to go. But you know, generally speaking, no offense to everyone out there, your graduations aren't really that interesting.
So I swear this, I will never forget. When Alton High School, there's like, you know, we had a class of like 500 kids. So there's 4,000 parents or family members floating around. And those tickets are nuts for high school graduation. Do you guys have that at Southwestern too?
Yes, we did. And I think we got 10 tickets each, and that was nice. But it was very, you know, very lucrative. So we're trading all kinds of things.
Well, I'm telling you what, there was like after prom, one of the prizes was more graduation tickets. That's how serious it got. And people were selling them online. I mean, this was like a big deal. Grab the pie. This is when they were in the gym. I don't know if they still do it in the gym. I don't know, you know. And we broadcast. I should probably watch. But well, all of a sudden though, I'm like, I get 4 tickets. Well, your parent, or sorry, I got 6. Maybe.
Okay, yeah.
So your parents are obviously gonna go. They're kind of obliged to go. They no matter what they're going, and I don't know. Maybe it's different because my grandparents on the other side were, my dad's side were like, great, we're proud of you, but I'm not sitting there.
Fair enough,
Got it. Well, then my grandpa, though, jumped on it. He loved it. He and his girlfriend Wanda came, and they had every bit. So I think you have to be meant for the situation.
I think you're right, yeah.
But did your parents get excited for your high school graduation?
So for my high school graduation, they were nice. They were excited for me. So, but I don't think anyone's necessarily excited to sit through the whole ceremony.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I was awful.
Really?
Oh, my God. I was terrible in my graduation. And this is back before I partied. Just a little disclaimer. Yeah. So someone goes, man, CJ started drinking early that day. I did not. I was just fed up and done. We're sitting there, and maybe it's me, but I feel like all the valedictorians and all like the National Honor Society people, I started a riff with them. Okay, hear me out here. We have time to talk. I started a riff with them, and I said, I heard that there was some displeasure going on in the class about their current class president or whoever was going in, and I said, I'm going to run. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to show up out of nowhere and win this darn thing. Well, I kept threatening for 6 months and never did it because I realized there was a lot of work that went into the National Honor Society and student body and all that, so I gave up, Well, the same person was speaking at graduation, okay? I was like awful, like going, because they were always not nice to me,
Well, and you automatically lose respect.
Yeah, exactly, and it's not because I was like picked on or bullied. I was a pretty popular kid. It just they always turned their nose up to me. Like there was a certain group that did, and I get it because I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer and not always doing things by the book. I get it. But I'm like sitting there going, oh, look at those crocodile tears. Look at this. Oh, look at that speech. Can't wait for this to happen. Oh, I bet they're going to grab this and they're going to use this analogy. And where's the Dr. Seuss quote? And I'm like heckling him from the chair. I was terrible.
That's funny, though, because you're so right. That's what's in every graduation speech. The Dr. Seuss quote. You got it all.
Come on, best of graduation. Let's get through this. Well, by the time Lewis and Clark came around, because I already was working.
Yeah.
They were like, you're talking about graduation, getting a cap and gown, and I thought, do I have to? Like, it's 80 degrees out in May. I don't want to wear a cap and gown. I'm already working. I just want to go back to work.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. You're right. So this is where I'm different, though, because I'm like, just send it in the mail. I'll get it. And that's what happened. I got it in the mail.
No, that's fair enough. I know a lot of people who would rather do that. But no, it's kind of fun. And,
Did you go?
For my high school, my college graduation, I did go, And so I went and I walked, which was fun. And long, and it was long, and there was a lot of sitting and waiting and that kind of thing, but it was kind of exciting.
I don't know. Where'd you guys do your high school graduation?
We did it in our gym, so it was very small and very hot. Yes.
Okay. My cousin Holly in Florida, and all of them did this at Land O'Lakes. They had their graduation at USF's basketball court.
Wow.
Okay, we have a couple. Just hang tight with me, okay? Let me just pull this up. Basketball. Gym.
I don't know.
Basketball arena, gym, whatever.
There we go,
All right. So this is the inside of this. Let me blow this up. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. Let me see if I can do this.
You got this.
The Sobrato Center. Okay.
Who knew? So we're learning something today too.
That's not it. Okay, that's okay. But anyway, this is
It's
this
huge.
is it. It is huge. Here, let's go now. This is picture in picture. This picture I'm a little zoomed up on. This the guy right here. You can see pieces of it. It's huge. Well, then you go to that, and the next year you got, yours, and you're in a gym.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a little bit of a hand-me-down.
Definitely. Well, going from an arena to a gym, that's not your fault. It just kind of was what it was there.
Well, and I feel like me being the guy, I'm very humble. I deserve an arena.
You do. And you know what, CJ? You do. That's your affirmation for today. I deserve an arena. So
you know what else?
Think about that.
We deserve Denise Sparks and for all of our junk removal and trash pickup. And you see what I did there?
That was very good.
There we go. Denise Sparks has really taken the Riverbend by storm, and she's doing so because she took on the big guy. And people always get mad at me, Sydney. I've had someone come up to me. I was at Casey's the other day, and they go, why do you always trash trash company. And I said, well, it was a lot worse. And
Yeah.
he said, some curse word. I said, because it's not the employees. It's the fact that when I call the corporate line, no one answers the phone. And when they do answer, they tell me, well, we'll pick up your trash next week. And 3 weeks later, it finally gets picked up.
Right.
And I pay for weekly trash service.
Absolutely.
Well, you'd think. And then you call the city. It's lumped into a contract, so you can't get out of it. I'm not dogging the employees. I'm dogging the fact that it's corporate America trying to work in a small town community. It's not going to work. So Denise Sparks took it on, and what they do is amazing. They answer their phone, and they're there for you. They aren't the other way around where you call them and you're just a number. You are a person, and they want to take care of you, whether or not it's weekly trash service or it's that junk removal because that neighbor's getting ready to report you to the city for that broken down hot tub that's been there since 2008. You got to call Denise Sparks. Whether or not you live in the Bethalto area, Cottage Hills area, see if you're on her pickup map and get on that weekly trash service. Save yourself a couple of bucks. There's a reason those purple and yellow trash cans are mating like bunny rabbits and they're popping all up across the 618. It's because the queen of junk is now in the trash business, and she's the queen of trash now too. SparksJunkRemoval.net. Don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you over her way.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Damn straight, killing me, man. You know I've always been your biggest fan. Now I can't even listen, 'cause I'll get to missing her, then the hurt gets worse. Damn straight, I used to love your songs, but now every time that one comes on, my heart gets broken half. But do I wish I could get her back?
Damn straight blog talk. 8th day of May. Last week, where were you?
Last week, I missed it. And it's very sad.
No,
That's on me.
I took the pill. I said it was my fault because I forgot.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I
No,
did, yeah.
I missed you, CJ.
Yeah, I
missed
missed
the
you
studio,
too,
yeah.
Sydney. Well, you were only going at mock Jesus to get things done. You were going everywhere last week.
It was a busy week.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
likewise, though. It just is busy all around. And that's like kind of the nice part of this time of the year is, there's a lot to do, a lot going on, but it's kind of exciting.
But do you feel like this now that you're in that after the busy part, like, and when we say busy, it's like you're just going all the time,
Yeah.
and when you get home, you're still working, you're getting caught up
Right.
and all that. But whenever it slows down, do you feel like you're lazy?
Absolutely.
So
no.
I do too. Like it's like Christmas. That's why I take the last
Yeah.
week off, because it's like I just sit there, everything's done, and I'm like, well, and I'm just like wasting space.
I know. I just feel bad. No, it's weird. It's weird. I like to be busy. I like to keep things going. So, it's exciting this kind of time of year just to get a lot going on. So, getting in there, getting things done. It's been good.
Just like your friend getting things done, 6 years in college.
Yeah. Shout out to my friend who graduated from pharmacy school this past weekend. And yeah, it's pretty impressive. 6 years in college, 6 letters to her name, PharmD. So pretty cool all around.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
So take me through this. Was it kind of something you've gotten to experience together with your friend? Because, she's going through it for 6 years, and I'm sure the stresses and joys of pharmacy school come with it.
Right. And she said, she was very nice about it. She said, thank you, to me and our other friend for being a big part of the experience and life. And we're like, that's really nice. But probably, really, we've hindered you a little bit. Because I think while she's been studying and that kind of thing, we've been the ones who are like, oh, come on, let us come over. Come on, we got things to do. So, we keep her busy. So she, despite us, has graduated pharmacy school, and we're very proud of her.
That's always something, too, is whenever you realize that, maybe we were not the, because I do that all the time. I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't have had him go out and drink with me at 11:30.
Literally, yeah. Maybe am I the problem? Maybe.
I got a bad story I got to share with. I can't even tell it on the air.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
can't.
Later.
Even though they wouldn't mind me saying it, I just feel bad for talking about it. I have some good stories. So I do the middle school pod.
Yeah.
I didn't have to. I loved it. They called and said, "Will you do it?" So I did the podcast yesterday. Sydney, I don't know what happened to me. I did not drink or anything. I came straight from the show, went straight over there, and I got a little bit, it was a little unfiltered at times.
Well, that's the sign of a good interviewer. So I think shout out to the middle schoolers who are interviewing you, because they made you just so relaxed you could just say whatever you wanted to say.
And I did, so I kind of took on everybody yesterday. But one thing I think's really cool is we were talking about, just the media business, and we were talking about these type of blogs and stuff. We didn't really mention the Riverbender, but we were talking about the things that you do and the things we do with the team. And what I think's awesome is that you can take a personal story and make it to where the public can kind of tie into it, because we've all been that friend, that it's watching them and doing all this hard work, and you're so impressed, and then the day's here and you go, oh man, maybe I was a great friend, but maybe we shouldn't have went out that night, so you could have gotten your midterm done, as I tried a long way around getting back to the main point of this. But it's just really cool to know that people connect to this type of conversation. Now, it wasn't just a graduation. It was a birthday party, and what else?
And it was a big graduation party, big birthday party. We had a lot going on.
And a lot going on, so there's 3 things.
It was an exciting day all around. But no, I hope people connect to it. I try to make it in a way, it's, my life, but I think a lot of these experiences are kind of universal, so I hope people connect and can enjoy it and engage a little bit. So it's been good.
I love that. I got to go to the store. I bought 4 bottles of champagne, graduation banner, and wrote happy birthday on the cake. You were prepared for this.
Busy. I was trying hard.
Was this spur of the moment or preparation?
No, this was, believe it or not, CJ, unlike everything else in my life, I was prepared this time. So, I prepared for the week before.
Damn.
I was ready. I went shopping and got what we needed. I was good to go. But here's the thing, because it was a trio, right?
Yes.
It's me and my 2 friends. These 2 have big things to celebrate, and then there's me who's there to help out. So it was on me to make sure things were good. So
now
it was very good.
Are you good in that role?
I don't know. I'll have to ask my friends.
So here's my thing. I either do it way too ridiculous or not anything at all. There's no in between. It's either, like an extravaganza, or it's like the sad birthday party at the park.
You know the love languages, like the 5 love languages?
I know of them, but I don't know them.
Well, one of them is gift giving. And I think every other part of my friendship life, I think I'm an okay friend in a lot of other ways. But the one thing I am terrible at is gift giving and things like that. So in moments like these, I'm always like, okay, time to focus in. I know this is a weakness. I need to really focus and do my best here. So that's what we tried to do, is be prepared this time.
Well, and now, did you get any physical? Was it just the party you did for the gift?
We did some parties. We did a candle here. We did, some face masks over here.
Nice.
We tried our best to make it nice.
I love it. Well, this is what I think's cool, because, I was reading this last, maybe Monday.
Yeah, whatever.
Monday when it came out. And it's kind of cool because, you were talking about going through middle school and high school and all that, and I immediately connected to, when I was a freshman getting driven around by Mike Bray at the high school, his son
Yeah.
Brian. His son Brian took me to school for a year and rode with, the Papins and did all this stuff. And, you remember those little stories of driving at, 2 in the morning and all that and having fun. And that's what it kind of brought up for me. So you talked about, driving the girls to school because you were the first one to get your license. So when she walks the stage, do you think about that stuff?
Oh yeah, it's
Are you
very
sentimental?
sweet. I'm very sentimental as a person and very nostalgic. So no, I definitely was watching it and I was like, I think I'm gonna tear up here. What's wrong with me? So, but it's very nice just to think and to imagine. And like I said in the post, I've known these girls for most of my life. So
Yeah.
to see them, now as adults and to get to know them as these adult versions of themselves, it's very cool and very weird and exciting and all of the adjectives that you can think of.
That's awesome. And now, what was the kind of the conversation afterwards? Did you guys talk about the big jobs, you're adulting now, birthdays and graduations, or
A
was it
little
just
bit.
time to celebrate?
It was mostly celebration because there was a lot going on. So we took a bunch of pictures and we got all excited and hung out and had a lot to celebrate. But there was a little bit of those conversations about things like that. Like this
Wow,
girl.
Sydney in high school.
Sydney in high school. Yep, that's
That was
me.
last year.
Just about, yeah. But here we are now with better haircuts, maybe. And
No, I like it.
Thank you.
You pulled it off.
I appreciate
That's a
that.
tough look to pull off too. It really is. That's good. That was looking great.
I appreciate that. No, but we're just, it's these same girls that I've known for so long, and it's nostalgic and it's sentimental, and it's nice to think about how we've grown up together.
That's so cool. And now we were also missing last week. You were talking about the stories you wrote.
Yeah, so last week I talked a little bit about the different stories that I have seen in the last year since I've been here. So one of the things, I watched the Roxana class of 1966 commemorate or memorialize a bench for their
That's
classmates,
right.
right?
Yeah.
And I've been covering that story off and on for the last couple of months. So it's been exciting to watch it kind of come to fruition. And it made me very reflective because, again, I'm very reflective as a person,
Yep.
For good or bad. And it made me just think about some of the other stories I've come to think about a lot and can remember and all that kind of thing. And, these stories, they stick with you. I don't know if people realize that, but you remember them. So
What was the first story you wrote in college?
in college, the first story I wrote
With
was
the
about
newspaper.
a food drive.
Was it really?
Yeah, about a
I
food
love
drive that
it.
was happening on campus. But I just remember it because, I had this, it was printed in the paper, and I thought that was the coolest thing. So
And well, this is really cool because you attended that ceremony, and just for the folks that don't know or need to be refreshed, this was to dedicate it to the classmates they lost in Vietnam.
Exactly.
And isn't that wild to think about? I mean, you're losing literal classmates in high school because they're at war.
It's
I mean, that's
terrible.
wild. And so you followed it last year. But, take me through why it was important to write the story blog, because I found it really fascinating how you kind of circled it all back into one piece.
Well, it was just, I think it's easy to get kind of caught up in the day-to-day, right? And you're going day-to-day and you're doing these things. But it's nice to remember every now and then that these are stories and people and moments that are being commemorated and will be remembered now because we're writing about it. And I think that was kind of a good reminder for me, too, to remember that these are important. And it's a chance to reflect and appreciate that a little bit more.
Well, we have a bad job for that, too.
Yeah.
And not like we
Yeah.
hate our job, but in the industry we chose, you don't really get much time to reflect because, people don't realize, and I'm not nearly as in the thick of it as you are. Mine's normally when it's like a political scandal or there's somebody calling me because they're raising holy hell. But for you guys, I mean, and it's no different than the show. You can't even think about the interviews you had. You can't
Right.
really think about the story from yesterday because you got 18 to work on today.
Exactly, yeah. It's
So
busy.
it's kind of hard to really reflect back, and it's one of those professions where you only have the chance to whenever you take a pause or
Yeah.
You get fired or you quit.
Here's
when you,
hoping not anytime soon, but
not
yes.
no, I'm not hinting Sydney with anything. I did not see an email, but that's really what it seems like though.
Yeah.
Is you don't really have that time until afterwards. So it's cool though that you're already able to at least take a step back and go, and follow that story and remember the ones that you already kind of put your mark on.
It's interesting. And one of the things I've been doing lately is I've been posting the obituaries that come in, which sounds kind of dark, but hear me out. And it's interesting to me because I read each one and I want people to realize when you submit an obituary, like we do read each one and
Yeah.
I always take a second to kind of, it's easy to copy, paste, get it up there, move on to the next thing. But I always kind of take a second to be like, this was a person, this was this was a life. And I try to be kind of intentional about that too. So it just kind of goes back to remembering that these are people that we're covering, and it sticks with you. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because it's different in local stuff because you aren't really a number here. We really do care about your stories, and we have people that call us all the time and come into the office. But I remember whenever that obituary came out last year, might have been right before you got here, or maybe right when you got here, when that guy, his daughter, wrote the obituary.
I remember that,
and it was pretty wild, you know. But I was one that said, run it. I was like, this is a great piece.
Absolutely.
It's a reminder and kind of homage, and we didn't do it at first. Somebody else did. But, it's taken that time to realize, that's somebody's life story, and it's cool that you take a moment and kind of, read through them and see who that person was.
I try to, take a second just to remember, because like you're right. These are people in our communities. These are our neighbors, So this is the lives around us. So it's a good chance to kind of remember and reflect a little bit and note that these are people in our communities who we care about. So
So take me through some of your favorites here, because you wrote about Rose, you wrote about Jean Summer and Yelena. Oh, I remember Yelena. She was great. That was a great find.
She was very cool.
And Matthew Butler, take me through some of those folks that you remember, the stories that you kind of cherish.
Yeah, so there are a few stories that, and I remember a lot of them, but there are a few that really stick out with me, and some people who have really stuck out for a while. And one of them was Rose Binsman, who had her 100th birthday party at the golf course in here,
that's
which
right.
was neat.
Yeah.
And that was great. And Jean and Yelena, there's stories about just their search for a kidney donor, which is really interesting, and they took some time to sit down with me and tell me about that, which I really appreciate.
That's a lot of trust to talk about.
Absolutely. And then of course Matt Butler, which is the story of an unhoused man who passed away, and I got to speak to his family members and loved ones who spoke about just how great of a person he was, and it just is a great reminder that there are people out there who are, doing good things, and you want to keep an eye on and remember. So it's been good.
Yeah, no, that is, man, I'm dying. No, right? I'm dying on the vine here. That is really good, though. And it shows, though, to the public, too, that because media reporters get a bad rap a lot because we're cold and heartless and we don't really care. We're just doing the next story. That's what the public thinks. But whenever you really hear that, we remember those things and we, share those stories, and everyone has dozens of them that's done this. But it's cool to know that, your reporter does care. It's not just, we aren't all the guy that just takes the picture of the car accident and throws it on Facebook for a like. It's not to showcase tragedy. It's about just kind of being the public, town square.
Yeah, to me, it's about the people. And so, reminding people, like, I see you and I hear you, and I'm trying to represent your story the best way I possibly can. And that matters to me very much. So that's something that I'm trying to do always.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so cool. And just, I was looking over here because there's so many weather alerts coming out, folks, at 9:46. They're expecting the rain to start trickling in right around, right around 3. So just kind of hang loose. If you're in the Arnold area or you're working near Manchester, might not be the worst thing to see if you can sneak away from work before 1 p.m. because that's when the storms start hitting you. It'll creep into the Riverbend at 3, and then 5 till about 11 p.m. we're going to get peppered with some storms. So I just wanted to make sure we hit that because we're getting some weather alerts coming out on local media. So just so you know, RiverBender.com /weather. Back to Sydney. Out of the stories, out of the graduations, how do you find time to really enjoy that stuff?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I try to be very intentional about it and take the time and realize that this is my life. And writing the blogs actually helps reflect a little bit and take a second to kind of recognize that these are really cool moments in life. So it's been really good to just have these blogs for a second to take the time and just remember, you know, this is once in a lifetime experiences, and that's really cool. It's easy to get bogged down with the have-tos, but really we get to do these things, and so trying to just remember that and keep that in mind every day.
Damn, preaching at me on a Wednesday morning. That's right, though. I like that. I got to remember that one. It's not the have-tos, it's the get-tos.
Absolutely,
I like that. I like that. And I get to hang out with Sydney in the Riverbender building all throughout the week, and you get to enjoy her articles and, of course, Blog Talk. What are you working on this week, Sydney?
Oh, I wish I knew, Blog Talk-wise. I don't know. It'll come to me. But otherwise, we got a lot of exciting things going on right now. Every time you ask me that question, I swear my mind goes blank, and I can't remember anything that I'm doing. But that being said, I'm going to go upstairs right now. I'm working on a story about a benefit that's coming up for a local man who has cancer, so that's going to be a good story just to let people know that you can support him out there on May 25th at the Cottage Hills VFW. And we got a couple other things coming down the pipeline, so I'm excited to go and get some things done, knock them out of the water. All
right, boss. I'll get Sydney back to work. Sorry. Hey, we had fun, though.
That was fun. It was always fun.
Always good talking to Sydney, and we're going to take a quick break here. But real quick, let me fill you in on Village Dispensary. You know, Eddie Boy Scholler was just on a couple of days ago, and we had a lot of people watching that one, and, you know, a lot of good reactions.
Absolutely.
I'm liking that the community's becoming cool. You know what I'm saying here? You know, I told Eddie on the show, I said, you're not going to have the coldest, you know, cannabis in town, but you can have the loudest, and they do at Village Dispensary. You know, whether or not you're going to sweeten up your Mother's Day by getting your mother in your life a little packet of gummies, or maybe you're going to treat her in a different way, you can stop by Village Dispensary and enjoy Mother's Day in a natural, all healthy, and safer environment than alcohol, in my humble opinion. Go to Village Dispensary, whether or not it's today, tomorrow, or this weekend, and shop some of their great deals that they have on edibles, on dab pens, on pre-rolls, on flour in general, on concentrates even, on those. Have you seen those drinks?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Those suckers will put you into outer space. I'm telling you what, I can't even touch those. That was a year ago, and I still remember that sucker, you know?
I hear they're strong.
And it's not just the products that are strong. It's the employees' knowledge that's strong, too. Whenever you go in, they have a little bit of a consultation area, so you don't have to feel rushed because you got somebody like me behind you at the register that knows what they're getting. They're going, let's go. Get the lottery ticket scanned. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about that. You can take your time at Village Dispensary. Or if you know what you're getting, you already got that order, you're in and out in 2 minutes time, courtesy of Village Dispensary. Find them online at villagedispo.com. That's villagedispo.com.